This is Laura Duncan from CSMS. Today we'll be talking about regressions. Recall that when scatter plots have a positive or negative correlation, you can draw a trend line to estimate the data, and we call that a linear regression. The trend line that shows the relationship between the sets of data most accurately is called the line of best fit. A graphing calculator computes the equation of the line of best fit using a method called regression. Example 1. The table shows a linear relationship between x and y values. In this example, it tells us what kind of relationship it's there. It's a linear relationship. So we're going to make a plot of the data, then we'll draw a trend line, and then we'll see what type of correlation does the scatter plot show. We'll use our calculator to find the linear regression, the stat function. So let's begin with part A. Please pause the video here as you plot the points. Now that we've plotted the points, we can see that the trend line will be a perfect trend. So draw a line through your points. And then what type of correlation does this represent? This is a positive correlation. And it's a perfect positive correlation. In letter D, you can use the stat function to find the equation of the line. Please pause the video here as you use the stat function. Now in point E, notice that the trend line and the line of best fit are the same. The relationship is perfectly linear, meaning all the data points lie on the line of best fit. However, not all relationships are perfectly linear. In fact, some are not linear at all. Now let's look at a relationship that is not linear. The table below shows the quadratic relationship between x and y. If it's a quadratic, that implies that the x is going to be squared. Well, we can still use our stat function. Now, as a reminder for our stat function, please go to your calculator to stat and press 1 for edit or enter. And you'll enter the data. L1 is the x values and L2 are the y values. Go back to stat and we're going to calculate, but we're not doing number 4, linear regression. We're going to number 5, the quadratic regression, because we were told that this is a quadratic relationship. We can see the coefficient in front of the x squared is an understood 1. The b is 0, so 0 times x would simplify to 0. And then the c is 3. So the quadratic regression for this table of values is y equals x squared plus 3. Now let's look at the exponential model. So to do this, you'll go back to stat and clear out your L1 and L2. Put your x's into the L1 and your y's into the L2. Now you can either do 1 divided by 3 or alpha y equals 1/3 for that top one. Now go to stat, go over to calc, and you're going to go down. Not linear regression. You're going to go down one more to 0, which is an exponential regression. Press enter, 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 and you'll find that the exponential function is y equals a times b to the power of x. So a is an understood 1 times b, which is 3, to the power of x. And we would simply write as y equals 3 to the x power. This is the exponential function that goes with that table. Now some problems does not specify if it's linear, quadratic, or exponential. In that case, we'll have to turn on our diagnostics and be able to tell which function has the closest regression. Once you've turned your diagnostics on, then enter your table into the stat function. I'm going to show you an alternate way to turn your diagnostics on in just a moment. First, let's talk about the alternate way to turn diagnostics on. You'll go to Mode. After you hit Mode, scroll down until you get to Stat Diagnostics. There it is. Make sure you highlight On and press Enter. Now you can go to your stat function. Enter the numbers into the table, L1 for X's and L2 for Y's. You'll go to Stat, Calc, and number 4. This is our linear regression. Notice here that we have A equals 0.333, so that would be 1/3 times X plus 4. Our R² value is equal to 1, so that means this is a perfect fit. So right now, we can determine that this indeed is a linear regression, and the equation, please write this as a fraction because its slope would be 1/3 X plus 4. However, I'd like you to take a look at the other regressions as well. So let's look at the quadratic equation. We go over to Calc, and this time we'll go to number 5, using the same data. Notice that this R² value is also, how can that be? How can the linear and quadratic all also be 1? Well, if you notice, the A is equal to 0. So if the A is equal to 0, it would be 0 times x², which means that there is no x², which means that you have just a linear equation. Now let's look at the exponential function. Go to Calc, and you're going to scroll down to 0, which is the exponential regression. Notice that this R value is not equal to 1. So we can be sure that number 4 is a linear regression. Please try number 5 on your own. After entering the data, you should have found that the exponential function had a coefficient of determination of 1. So that means our equation would be y equals 1/2 to the x power. Please look at number 6. On number 6, they gave you a mapping. So you may have to write a table for yourself if you have trouble reading these. So with the x value of -2, the y value would be -21. And if it helps to make a table for yourself, you may do so. If not, then you can read the mapping yourself and enter this into the stat function. So please pause the video here and use your stat function to find if this function is linear, quadratic, or exponential. For number 6, you may have found that one of them gave you an error. But between the linear and quadratic regressions, we can see the quadratic is a perfect regression. And so here is our formula for the quadratic regression. Please pause the video here and enter the data for number 7. All right, finally, on the last question, we find that it is quadratic, and we are given this equation. But notice that it's 0 times the x value. So to simplify this, we would write y equals x² minus 19 for the equation. That concludes the lesson for today.